Come on. And we are live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Anime-Zing Radio, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm your host, Doug Engler. Joining me in the co-host seats, as always, are our good friends, Miss Angela Rose.
Hi, everyone.
Mr. Darren Starling.
Hello.
And VTuber Deluxe Kaya Tianu.
Hello.
Reason that it's a little different tonight, you don't see a picture of me, is I am on the road. I am in a hotel in Altoona, Pennsylvania for work, waiting for the call for the return train. So I'm not sure if I'll be here the whole show or not, but figured it'd be fun to at least try to make it, since I've only made an hour of a live Sunday show in the last month. And that was the first half of the Night Marie interview. Which, that was fun. I wish I could have made the rain one, but...
Yeah, you would add a lot of fun with rain.
No, I will agree.
If you noticed,
hello,
a
John.
little different this time. Like, I kind of took the countdown away when we had our little meeting after our meeting with Anki the other night, and I just never put it back on before tonight's show.
That explains a lot. I was not prepared for that.
I noticed.
Yeah, about to say, I said I was reacting to something on my TV because I knew I normally had 30 seconds, and I think y'all caught that live.
Well, at least it wasn't a Nico.
Well, welcome to live recording.
That's why I like doing the live shows. You get the true instant reactions, not edited stuff, not, oh, well, we didn't like that take, let's do it again. No, let's show people how crazy we really are. Get to know the real us.
Yup.
That's dangerous.
And we lost Doug. But, you know.
Yeah, we might lose him a few times tonight.
I don't doubt that. When I've tried to join from my phone, I've had the same thing happen, but it wouldn't be AZR without technical difficulties, right, Darren?
Exactly. We're famous.
We're like a VTuber stream. Can't have a stream without scuff.
Exactly.
Back.
Yeah.
Back.
I feel, like I said, I feel like Darren tonight. I gotta stop hitting buttons on the phone. I cannot see chat tonight, so I was trying to see if I could pull chat up, but I ended up disconnecting because of it.
Well, John Knight is in the chat.
About to say, find a picture in your phone and put up an avatar. It just looks weird with nothing.
I don't really.
You don't know how?
No, I don't really have pictures on my phone at the moment.
Did you not transfer all your data?
I attempted to, but not everything went.
Oh, when did you get a new phone, Doug?
A couple weeks ago. The problem was the old phone was so old, it really didn't have the technology to transfer everything over. It kept getting interrupted because it hadn't been updated in 3 years.
And we have people in the chat.
There we go. I can be free run.
There you go.
Good enough. Hello to Livy and hello to Biden has dementia. Okay.
I think those are names I've seen in some of the VTuber streams.
They're not familiar to me.
I think I've seen them talking in some of the VTuber streams. I think Kaya could confirm that because you're in more of those than I am.
No, I don't watch much on the YouTube side. That's my issue. Mostly strictly on Twitch side.
And for me, I just
Wow.
and I'm Oliver. I'm going to assume. I'm going to
Yep.
assume is what that is supposed to be with the symbols and whatnot. And hello, wow, new people, yay!
Love seeing the new people coming in. Welcome.
And on
Welcome,
that note,
welcome to the show.
On that note, I guess we could start off with a little bit of a review since for the new fans out there, a while back, Darren, Angela, and I had done a thing where we gave each other shows to watch. And I was the only one who did not complete watching the shows in the timely manner because of life, the universe, and other things. So today, while being here in the hotel, I finished watching season 1 of Goblin Slayer.
yay!
So now they can stop.
Yay.
So now they can stop giving me crap about it.
So, Doug, for all the fans, give us your honest take on it.
Because I remember I watched the first episode and started the second episode way back when we did this, and then I think like I got called out shortly after and never got back to it. And other shows came and went that I watched, but I remember when Goblin Slayer first came out, all the talk about how horrible the first episode was and how graphic and violent, which there are warnings on almost every episode about, content warning may not be suitable for all viewers, which is very true. It's not the type of show that I would have normally watched, in all honesty, if it hadn't been for, doing something like this, which is why we gave each other shows to watch that we wouldn't normally watch.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a bad show. I don't know if I'm going to continue season 2. There's a possibility. Some of the characters were enjoyable. I like the elf girl, even though she's an annoying little pain in the ass. I can see some Angela tendencies in her, where she can be hyper rowdy and annoying, but at the same time caring and wanting to be there to help.
Yeah, that's fair. That is a fair. That is very much a fair comparison.
I saw the look on your face going, oh crap, where's he going with this?
Yep.
Well, all I can say is season 2, you get some more background on her. And also the movie is interesting as well.
I don't remember if we watched the movie.
It was the one about the Lord, I'm trying to remember the events. Maybe if I saw the summary, I'd remember it. Give me 2 seconds.
I haven't watched a movie. I know that.
Had you seen Goblin Slayer 2, Kaya?
Yes. I watched it when it first came out.
So I was the last one of the group to see it then.
Yep.
Like I said, it wasn't a bad anime. It had a good storyline to it. You can understand the emotion behind why he is the way he is. You can understand why the priestess girl is the way she is, and then you can kind of see as events progress through the show why some of the characters act the way they do. In a way, he slowly works on getting a harem without realizing he's doing it, with how many girls have interest in him, and he's got no clue.
Yep.
I would almost put him as oblivious as what's his name from Infinite Stratos on the fact that all these girls have interest and he just doesn't know or care.
I'm about to say, each could have at least reacted to the advances. Goblin Slayer, not so much.
Nope.
Because how many girls does he have going after him? He's got the childhood friend. He's got the blonde-haired girl. He's got the elf girl who's got interest. The girl from the guild. He's got the sword hero.
Mm-hmm.
So that's at least 5.
Yep. And also the
I mean, it's
movie.
no 100 girlfriends, but you know.
The movie was about. It was called the Goblin's Crown. Basically, the Sword Maiden dispatches them to an area where the goblins are acting unusual for goblins.
And it's still a better story than Twilight.
That's not a very high bar.
Not to say that's not hard.
No, but it's fun to just throw that in every now and then.
Very easy to achieve.
For the record, I tried to read Twilight. I tried. I got about 10 to 15 pages in and found multiple copy editing errors and got so annoyed I threw the book across the room and told my friend, fuck you, I'm not reading this.
It was the sparkly vampires.
Her whole argument was that I should actually read the book before I start trash talking the movies. And
then you went to read the book and it was horrible.
I tried. Nope. And
Well,
usually, as an avid book person, I usually will actually finish something eventually, but and have way too many opinions. But
I have to say, you're a naturally opinionated person.
Oh, absolutely. And John Knight in the chat says today is Caitlin Glass's birthday. Voice of Winry in Full Metal Alchemist, Returi in Show by Rock, Haruhi in Oron High School Host Club, and Damien Desmond in Spy Family.
Happy birthday.
Caitlin Glass also directed Show by Rock the first 2 seasons.
Yep.
Huh.
Very nice woman. Got to meet her at Kineticon one year. Got her autograph on a Returi piece, and really caught her off guard when I asked for the autograph on Returi. I was surprised she actually had a Returi picture there.
And None Your Business in the chat says, that is a fair reaction to Twilight. I haven't read Yahoo News in over a decade because I kept seeing spelling errors that not even I would make as someone that barely got through high school. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I looked at Yahoo News. Not gonna lie.
I think at the time that Twilight came out, the Ink series also came out, and I ended up reading the Ink series, and I'm glad I did.
The Ink series?
Ink Heart, Ink Spell, and Ink Death. It was a trilogy. Basically, this girl and her father, the father forbid the girl from reading books aloud because she would read them up. If it ran in the family that if they read the books aloud, they would actually draw the characters out of the book and into life.
Oh wow,
that's an interesting concept.
No, they made a movie out of it. I went to go see it. It was pretty good. But yeah, it was a trilogy.
And hello, Ross. Good to see you.
And for all the new people tuning in, if you're curious as to why I have an avatar and not a camera this week, I am on the road. I am currently in a hotel and waiting for my return train, which may not come till after midnight. So I may be able to actually make a whole show just incognito, so to speak.
And I will, and while we're on that note, I will not be here next week.
And I should be, because my schedule, I should be returning at some point Sunday.
Because I will
So I
be,
should be here.
I will not be back from, I don't think I will be back from Philly. I will be on an airplane.
Oh, that's right. Because I go
Yep.
out. I go out Friday, so I don't think our paths are going to cross this time when you're up in Philly.
Because we are we are arriving Thursday morning and then leaving Sunday night.
I might see if I can try to sneak my way out that way Thursday, if at all possible, between sleeping. Because my work schedule, I should be leaving on a train out on Tuesday, getting back leaving Wednesday night, getting back sometime Thursday, and then out again Friday, back Saturday, be like getting home sometime early Sunday morning or Sunday midday, depending on the time of the return train.
All right. This is for Darren from Ross. Sorry I'm late. I'm leveling my Pokemon team to 100 so I can take down Zygarde. Zygarde.
Okay, so he's playing Legend ZA. I have not played. I did not continue the Pokemon franchise after they went to the Switch. So unfortunately, past Sun and Moon and Sun and Moon 2, I never. No, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I never continued the franchise. And it's just because I didn't take the time to buy the console.
Okay, so what I'm gonna ask this to kind of everybody because it came up earlier. What is the pumpkin Pokemon?
Pumpkaboo?
Thank you.
Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist.
That was one of those. I mentioned this last week on one of the YouTube shows we watch. He always has a Pokemon in the back of the shot, and because this is the episode featured pumpkin, so it was the pumpkin Pokemon, and I couldn't remember the name of it for the life of me.
Yep, Pumpkaboo, and one of the only Pokemon in the game to have like one of those things. It's kind of funny. So pumpkins are famous for being various sizes, right?
Yep.
Well, in the game, Pokemon added that feature to where there's several different size Pumpkaboo. You can either get a really small one, a medium one, a big one, and its stats would reflect its size. So the smaller ones were the faster ones, and the bigger ones had, I think, higher attack and higher hit points.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and then also when it evolved into Gourgeist, same thing, small, medium, and large.
Yep. And John Knight unrelated, John Knight in the chat says ReZero has released the new key visual for season 4 and it's scheduled for April 2026.
I still need to watch seasons 2 and 3.
And Ross, going back to Pokemon for a second, Ross says he skipped Scarlet and Violet. And also adds that there's also now extra large for Pokemon.
Extra large, Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist. Okay.
And John Knight says Skip and Loafer will be getting an English dub. I thought that was already English dubbed. Huh. Because
I also saw that Apothecary Diaries, I think the movie is scheduled for early 2027. And season 3, I think, was fall 2026.
Can't wait. In the meantime, one of the things I'm going to do eventually is attempt, keyword attempt, to make myself one of Malmo's outfits.
Ooh.
Probably the overly simple one.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
People like our hits a big parts of the thing anyway. So it's like,
I have volume 8 and 9 of the manga with me. Over the weekend I bought volumes 9 and 10. I finished 8 and started 9 on the way out here. I'll probably finish 9 on the way back. So I'll have volume 10 of the manga. Since I started buying manga and mainly reading it on the train when we're stopped, I have read 13 volumes of Freerin, 8.5 volumes of Apothecary Diaries, 6 volumes of By the Grace of the Gods, and 4 light novels of about 300 pages each of Realist Hero. I don't think that's too bad for somebody who really doesn't read.
That's impressive.
And I would say that's probably in the last year I've done that. Actually, it's probably all been this year.
Again, that's impressive. I love to read, and so I have a bookcase full of books. And Ross says, question for Doug. Congrats, he says, congrats on finishing Goblin Slayer out of the rest of the main party. Who would be your favorite paired to Goblin Slayer, the Sword Maiden, the Priestess, or the Cowgirl?
The Sword Maiden, the Priestess, or the Cowgirl? Oh, the childhood. I'm guessing the childhood friend, girl on the farm.
I was gonna say, I assume Cowgirl. He means the farm girl he lives with.
Yeah, I think, in all honesty, I think the childhood friend would be the best option, and it for a ship with him. Just because they have a longer history, and Darren can be proud of me for being like it. There are some cases where the childhood friend is like best option, and this is one of those cases.
I normally don't do ships. I normally don't care. That's not normally my jam, but I don't agree with that.
You think the little priestess, the one that he saved?
I do, actually. But that's just, I think, over the course of the show that they did the most, or they developed that relationship the most.
True. I mean, when you're going by what you see in the show, they had a lot of things that developed between them that you don't. And they say that Goblin Slayer stayed with the childhood friend on her farm for the last 5 years, but they don't show any story progression between them.
But
you see their past where they had a fight, and then his village got attacked and everything went down, and then you see them living together and him just doing his checks and her doing everything she can to try to be like supportive, and you can tell that she's got stronger feelings for him than friendship.
What the heck did you just send me? Oh, you sent me a hockey thing. Oh,
no, it's relevant to the show.
All right. Hold on. Apparently,
Roberto is sending her stuff.
Yep, and it's a minor league hockey Neon Genesis Evangelion intro video.
Interesting.
Yep, interesting.
The same. You can't play shit.
Yep. But that is definitely something.
What do you think, Kaya? Who would your ship be for Goblin Slayer? We'll throw you on the hot seat.
Personally, I would say Cowgirl, but
and then Ross says, I'm tied between all three, but Sword Maiden just randomly choose on the logic. both are warriors and the fact that both did it for healing Goblin Slayer's wounds.
I like one thing I admire about the Goblin Slayer character himself is just how like doesn't you don't get much in the way of emotions out of him. He doesn't come across as one of those pompous, brass, overpowered fantasy main characters that you always hear about. He's got logic, he's got knowledge that he's gained through experience and from talking with people. And I kind of admire the fact that they went that direction with him, especially in a day and age where there's a million isekais with overpowered main characters of all types in fantasy worlds similar to that, where there's goblins and there's demon kings and there's a hero's party and all of this stuff. And he just goes about his business. He's the weird guy, but he knows he found an expertise based off of personal experiences, devoted his life to learn as much as he can about it, which makes him a fierce competitor. He wasn't overpowered because he got transferred somewhere. He worked his butt off to get that knowledge and become the Goblin Slayer.
And yeah, no, you now you see why I enjoyed that one so much.
That's why I feel that if you gave Realist Hero a chance, I think you'd enjoy it because it's another one of those. He's not overpowered because he's granted that one's isekai. He's not overpowered because he's transferred to another world. He uses his knowledge from his home world to change the world he's in. And I feel that the story for Realist Hero is better written than most other isekais out there. And even some of the other shows that we've watched. Like, you didn't care for the storyline of Call of the Night Season 1. I think you would really enjoy Realist Hero. Especially since it's not your typical isekai.
Maybe. And John Knight. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, go ahead.
John Knight says, Doug, I wish you would give Rising of the Shield Hero another chance.
I'm not going to say it's never going to happen. With this job, I do spend a lot of time away from home. So there is a chance that I could be bored and put on random anime. That might be one that I go back and look at again.
And Ross
but
saying,
Raphtalia was not enough reason for me to continue watching it the first time through.
And Ross says, plus Goblin Slayer Season 2 doesn't have the caution content and it's much lighter. Yes and no. I don't know that I agree that it's much lighter so much as it's different. Because they definitely do get into some deep content, but not like the grim dark and definitely not the content warning levels of content. But that's my take.
So, okay, what's new in the VTuber world? I know I've seen posts that some of your friends have had some debuts recently. Any news that you can report from the VTuber side of things?
Eternally just did another debut of another round of people. Like, Eternally is not really a agency, they're just a group of people just working together. So it's not like a true agency. But Mary, Kristara, Mary actually debuted her new model.
Is this more of like a collective as opposed to an agency?
Yeah, it's more a collective.
Very cool.
Yep.
Now, for our fans out there who may not understand the difference between a collective and an agency, what's the main difference here? Because obviously, VTuber agencies were big in the news recently with what happened with V Shoujo and stuff like that. So there's probably more people that have put an ear out for VTubers than have in the past, albeit for maybe not the right reason, but
Well, an agency, like if you're in an agency, they control you. Basically, you sign a contract, they take the money and then they pay you. Like a collective would be more you're just friends basically. Like you help each other, you work with each other. That's the way I understand it.
okay. Obviously, I can't see the chat like I said before, so I apologize anybody who's trying to like talk directly to me because I'm not home and I don't have my laptop with me because I didn't think I would actually be able to make the show tonight. So this is a unexpected surprise for all of us that I'm actually here.
Yay!
So I can
Don't
come
do
and
that.
poke the bear named Angela for the reactions.
Meh.
One thing I will say, I was talking with Switch Hacks last week. I had going back on the Realist Hero. Apparently, from him watching that, he got ideas for things to do for gaming campaigns.
Oh, that's good. Kind of neat.
Well, yeah, I
Right.
mean, that's. I'm not surprised by that in the slightest.
Because I saw him Thursday night for probably about 15 minutes before he started one of his game sessions. Thankfully, I only live about an hour from where he works, so it was just a quick trip out, visit with him. Any of our fans that might be going to AWA next week, keep a lookout for the on key table. They are going to be there in attendance, and they will have our business cards to hand out.
Yay!
So that
Um,
is really exciting news.
we need on that note, any shout out and shameless plug. Any of you board gaming types who are going to be at PAX Unplugged next weekend, feel free to come find me because I will be there all weekend.
And user saying Bo Fury is what I thought SAO should have been.
So knew that was coming at some point too.
If somebody comes by and says that when they see you, I will die laughing.
And whoever I'm with is just going to be very confused.
Yeah. And you're gonna be like, you're a fan of the show.
Yup. In other weird news, I got set. There is a new species of shark that got named after Puchita from Chainsaw Man.
I think I saw something about that.
What?
Yup. Hold on. Hold please. Let me, if my computer wants to cooperate.
So while she's searching for that, another fun fact about Pochita from Chainsaw Man, Pochita was actually named after an actual chainsaw brand in Japan. I saw the picture of everything.
There you go. I sent the picture.
Yeah, they do look alike.
Definitely interesting, that's for sure. That'll be the next YouTuber, the next VTuber skin you see out there, the Pachita shark. I guess like don't test it. Somebody will do it.
And John Knight says, "What's an anime you never thought you'd be fully invested in, but ended up consuming your every thought?"
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think for me, Apothecary Diaries. It took my wife like 6 months or more after it had come out and she had watched it to get me to actually watch it. Season 2 was about to come out, I think, when I started watching season 1.
I think for me, that has to be My Happy Marriage. Didn't actually think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I did, and absolutely, that I absolutely loved. No, Apothecary Diaries, I knew going in that was very much a me show.
Did you think that would be a me show, though?
No, just like your reaction to Goblin Slayer didn't surprise me in the slightest. I
You knew I would find a couple of characters that I would find interesting. I would have something, educational to say about the show, but it wouldn't really be up my alley.
I knew it was not. I knew it was something. I didn't know if you were gonna like it or not. I also figured it was better than something else I could have chosen. And None Business says, "I'm lying. It's Bo Fury." No, Bo Fury, I knew I was going to be invested in because who doesn't love Maple?
Who doesn't love syrup?
That too.
Pretty much.
I will still say syrup is the best side character in anime.
And Maple is just bloody adorable, and I love her. And
she is one of those must protect characters.
Okay.
I could never see Maple as a waifu. I could only see her as a must protect, little sister type.
So when is Ange gonna cosplay her?
Or
would you cosplay Sally?
No, I would definitely do Maple. And actually,
Which one, though?
The red and black.
You do the armor one?
Honestly, probably.
Go full Gundam.
Well, you can see the 3D printer in the back of the room, so yes, that is an option at this point.
Yeah, I could see Ange. I could see Angela dressing as Maple and then doing another one of those tabletop MMOs like battle royales with reviving her Maple character from her last one.
Oh, I have that saved to D&D Beyond. My paladin build of Maple. And Maple the last time I played that version, Maple died to lightning damage. In D&D terms, make a dex save. And that was very much the negative stat modifier. Therefore, make a dex save. Nope, that's not happening. Guess again. And then could not heal the lightning damage fast enough to survive.
Aww.
It was so much fun, and everybody got a kick out of the fact that I literally built Maple and did it reasonably well. And hello to Hope in the chat.
Hello. So many new faces.
Agreed. Da da da. What other anime conventions are left that are happening?
I'm trying to think. I think there
Because you
was.
mentioned
What?
you mentioned AWA, and I know Holiday Matsuri is usually around Christmas.
I know I've been seeing different things pop up. I know for next year there is a convention going on in Lancaster, Pennsylvania that Megan Shipman was announced for. So if I have the time off, I may try to make that one to go and say hi to Megan again. If I get more information on that one, I can let you know, Ange, and see if you are able to make it out. I'm not sure how far Lancaster, like an hour and a half or so from me, so it's probably like 2 hours from Philly.
Which
And
means
then you could go meet the voice of Maple.
probably not. Which means that depends on timing.
Or we just send Kaya to kidnap you, like you always say you're gonna do to me, to go down to see Darren. Or just have Kaya kidnap you and bring you to PA.
There you go.
Yeah, but if I'm at work, if I have to work, I have to work. I only get so much time off.
Same.
Oh, I know. I'm just poking fun.
I wish I could go to more conventions. I miss it. Miss being
I don't
younger.
think I couldn't see Kaya kidnapping anybody. I could see you doing that before him.
I do miss going to conventions, but at the same time, I think I'm at a point where it's rare that I have the desire to go to a convention as an attendee anymore. Those are few and far between, and at this point, we'll see. I think I'm at a point where, for the most part, I'd rather travel.
True. I would like to go back to Japan.
When did you go to Japan?
2017.
Because my first trip to Japan was February 2018.
So you went like a year after me. Almost to the dot.
Wow, that's unreal.
Because I went to the convention over there, the anime convention there. I was able to go there.
Yeah, no, we got married in the summer of 2017, and and we decided we were going to do our honeymoon in Tokyo.
That reminds me. I think Matt was doing his cultural exchange in 2018. So you might have been over there while my friend was over there.
Interesting.
The one thing I
And-
won't do this time is I'm not going to go on a tour, because I did a tour the first time. It's just, you had no time for anything.
Yeah, no, so my husband went the first time because he had a friend who was living out there on the military base. So he went to go stay with his friend, and they did a bunch of tourists. They did a bunch of stuff. So when we went, it became we didn't do any tours so much as lists of, these are the things we want to do. And then towards the end of the trip, it was, ooh, that looks cool. Let's get off at the train and go explore. Let's get off the train and go explore.
Yep. It's amazing how many places you can go to just using the rail line.
Yes.
I would love to go to Japan at some point.
Get a
It's on my bucket list.
passport.
I know. I mean, I'm somebody who's never even been to Canada. I've never been outside the U.S.
I haven't even left the East Coast.
That was my
I've
first
never
plane
been
ride.
I've never been to the West Coast. I've been as
Um,
far west as Ohio.
Okay.
I take that back. Ohio's technically
Ohio
not
is technically
exactly east.
Midwest.
Yep. So I've been to Ohio for a matter of 2 hours.
And you didn't even say hi to Gavin.
I
Am
know
I
because I was ready to get back.
am I
I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Oh, I know.
all right? Here's the question to you, Kaya. Within the U.S., how far have you been?
I drove from Mass all the way to Florida and back. That's about it.
So you two have never been off outside of the East Coast?
No. I tried. So the year after, I want to say it's either 2018 or 2019, I tried to go to Anime Expo. 6 days before I went to Anime Expo, I slipped a disc in my back.
Ow.
Yep. And that was when they had the Love Live concert and everything, and I had tickets for that. And it's like, I was not happy. And I have yet to try.
We might be. I have not been to Anime Expo. I have been to various cities in California. I have not been to Los Angeles as an adult.
I don't know.
But
Like AX is one I have mixed feelings about. Like I would love to go just to say I've been there because I know a lot of like the content creators that we enjoy go there. Like it's the best chance that we're gonna see like the Trash Taste Boys. The best chance that we're gonna see uh, some of like the big names gamers and streamers from YouTube and Twitch and stuff that live out in California. But at the same point in time, I know it's such a huge convention. I feel like I'd get annoyed with so many people around and not being able to move and stuff like that. Because
Well, no,
I feel
I've heard horror stories about Anime Expo.
same. And
Likewise.
given that I got to see Trash Taste live in Boston, that's one of those. Anime Expo is one where I don't know that I would pay money to go, but if we got like invite, like if we got like a press pass or content creator something, that would be where I would make the trip. And then
My
also tied in to go visit some of my West Coast friends.
my friend from back in my Facebook days for pages, he actually offered to take me and one of my other friends who ran a page to Anime Expo back in the early 2010s, but unfortunately that never happened because he got into a crash that led him on a medical recovery for a couple of years because it messed up his car so bad. Some people in Japan decided it would be a good idea to drag race, and they ended up crossing the lanes and completely destroyed his vehicle and left him in the hospital for a while.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Um, um,
Sorry to drag the conversation that way.
nope, that's a
it's all good. You know, it made me think for a second. I know I did this before earlier this week. I think when we did our Final Fantasy 14 stream of friend of mine lost his father last week, so thoughts and prayers go out to them and their family. Having, lost my father years ago, I know what it's like.
Ditto.
And I know that one of them is a listener of the show, so they know who they are, out of respect to them and the family. I'm not going to name names, but
And
sending in our condolences. And
absolutely. And yeah, no, losing a parent, regardless of how old or young you are, is just shit. And I can completely empathize. But
in other news, Kaya's got cookies.
When don't I have cookies?
true that. One of these Sundays, I'm going to, during the day, make a batch of cookies, like for real, and then have a plate.
And then just eat them in front of us. How evil, but also how and.
Darren,
Don't give me ideas. Christmas time's coming, and my wife got my mom's sugar cookie recipe, and these cookies are like delicious. And my wife found a way that we think are going to make them even better.
I was gonna say, Darren, I have your address. I can send you a gift box with homemade cookies or brownies if that's what you prefer.
Whichever, because unfortunately we didn't really have time for you to take over my kitchen.
No, we did not.
We had too much other North Carolina stuff for you to try.
Exactly. But I will totally, absolutely make a batch of cookies and send that down to you and your mom for Christmas.
And tell your mom we say hello.
Oh, I will.
And what?
And now we have to add Robin to the mix. We before adding Kaya to the show, we were talking about how Darren and I have attended a convention together. Ange and Darren have attended a convention together, and Ange and me have attended a convention together. Well, now Darren and Kaya need to attend a convention together at some point.
Yeah, and with him being closer to me, then I think you're closer to me than those two, right? Than these two, right?
No, Kaya's
No,
like
I'm
Kaya's
further.
neighbor.
I was gonna say Kaya's
agree.
local-ish to me, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I am like the very top tip of Mass.
Never mind.
Sticks
Oh.
out.
I was gonna say you're maybe an hour from me, if that.
Yeah, I'm like an hour and a half from Boston.
Yeah.
I'm only like 25 minutes from New Hampshire.
Oh
And
yeah,
remember, Boston's an hour from Boston.
Oh, not wrong. Shut up, though.
He isn't wrong. That's the truth.
It is.
I used to work I finally got a job. I got a route close to my house. I was driving almost into Boston every day. I would have to leave my house at like 4:35 in the morning to be at my first store by 6:30.
You know what? I have this conversation with everybody. There's a reason why when I was working in the medical area, I never drove into work because I live in one part of Boston. I worked in another. And from point A to point B was 3 miles according to Google Maps. But to drive it would have taken over an hour.
Yep. I had stores like that. It took me almost over an hour and 15 minutes to get from one store to the next.
And I'm guessing the actual mileage distance was under 5.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
My boss was asking me why it was taking me so long. I'm like, I'm stuck in traffic. I'll be there when I get there.
Yep. Been there. Then again,
People who have not driven in cities like Boston or New York, they don't understand the traffic that you get in the major cities and why the joke is in Boston is an hour from Boston.
It,
Picture your local highway with a major accident. The closest exit to you is an hour down the road, or is like a mile down the road. But because everything's stopped, it takes you an hour to get to that exit.
yep.
That's the
And
best comparison I can give for major city traffic.
It is an accent every day.
And nope, that's my 1 year PAX East. We had that happen. We get out of the parking lot at midnight ish. Get out of the major park. Get out of the big parking lot. Get on I-90. It should be a straight shot. Less than 30 minutes to home. We get to a standstill, and but there was this little tiny bypass road that I'm like, we're going on an adventure because I'm tired. And then put on GPS and had an adventure, and we got home at about the time, only a little bit later than we would have if there'd been no traffic. But it took us it circumvented literally everything. And the next day we found out that the Spirit of Boston had been on fire.
Oh,
Well,
The Spirit of Boston was hot.
And
Or if you're like Talking with the Dead, they're in Plymouth. It's nearby. Live in the Boston area.
Boston area, yes. Plymouth is not Boston, But from Ross, I'm actually now going to read Ross's comment from a while ago. Since Thanksgiving is in 2 Thursdays, and the show schedule right now is TBD for until then, what is everyone thankful for this year?
I, in all honesty, have a lot to be thankful for. I'm thankful for a healthy family and a good job and having good friends like you guys that join me every week. Everybody who's joined us over the past 11 and a half years of AZR, all the experiences that we've been able to have. I'm thankful for all of that. Sometimes life gets in the way. We get stressed out, and we get our mind gets into a lot of negativity and stuff, and we as humans we tend to forget about taking a time to step back and just appreciate what you have in the moment. Like the old saying says, stop and smell the flowers. A lot of times we forget to do that because life can be fast paced. You've got deadlines, you've got bills, you've got jobs, you've got life in general. But
Or you don't have a job, and that's the stressor. But
yeah. And so like I try to as often as I can just kind of stop and just realize how lucky I've been and how thankful I am for the stuff I have. We always want for more. That's just human nature. We always wish we could have more money, more fame, more this, more that, whatever the case may be, but we tend to lose sight of the good that we do have. And I try to do that more than not. It's not always easy, but I try to. What about you, Darren? What are you thankful for?
At this point in life, probably just the steady income, friends, my family is in good health, for the most part, and but as far as friends, obviously you guys, and honestly thankful I'm still here, I guess you could say, because you know Tomorrow's never promised for anybody. But it's been an interesting year for sure. Definitely some firsts this year. That's the first time I've traveled that far out of state on my own. And of course, being able to hang out with you for a day was nice.
Yeah, it was
Much
nice to be
more,
able to host you.
especially since it was so spontaneously out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm glad everything worked out. There was no way that we were going to let you make that round trip from North Carolina to Pennsylvania and back. I've done that drive. It would not have been safe, even if you had stopped to sleep in the truck. It's like, no, you're staying with us.
Well, don't forget, that's basically what I did when I went to Ohio. It's just that my mom had to drive that last hour because once we crossed into North Carolina back from Ohio, I was just fighting. Especially after having to drive through West Virginia with it actively snowing.
Yeah. When you have two drivers, that's a little different. Two people that can take turns doing the driving, that's different. But I've done the solo trips that for like a long drive.
Yep, they definitely test you. I I get
Agreed.
I give credit to all the truckers in this country because dang.
I will actually agree with that. Been there and done that on the long drives. But as far as what I'm thankful for, you know what, I'm gonna echo everybody else. I'm thankful for family, friends, my amazing husband who has been nothing but supportive while I've been dealing with job searching and whatnot, and made sure that we always, and that whole thing. But again, it's been an interesting year.
What about
What
you,
about
Kaya?
Well, it's going to be basically the same as everybody else. I'm thankful for my friends, everybody I've met in the V2 community. My parents, especially, for just allow me to still live at the house in this like economy. Pretty much it.
And Ross says, I'm thankful for taking another year of not trying to socialize and meet people so I can take more time to work on myself and grow more so that I'm ready to meet new people. And
Well,
John
you
Knight,
did meet somebody new. Ross did meet somebody new this year. He met Darren.
That is
yep.
true. For the beginning of the year, his sister ironically lived, I believe it was either Raleigh or Durham or somewhere. No, Cary. No, Apex.
AKA not far from you.
Yes, Apex is like 3 towns over. So we were able to meet at the theater in Holly Springs, which is 2 towns over. Even though it wasn't a very long visit, it was still nice to meet one of our fans, face or loyal listeners, I guess you should say, face to face, and see that he is exactly the type of person we've come to know and appreciate him as.
And John Knight first says, or John Knight, I'm thankful for Anime-Zing Radio because I love interacting with them. John, thank you so much for all of everything you have been posting, both in the chats live as well as in the Discord. And on that note, he also shares today is Charles Campbell's birthday, voice of Gran Torino and My Hero, Wakaba Mine in Fairy Tale, and Toshiya Katsuki in Yuri on Ice.
Yeah, we are, and I know we're all thankful for you guys who tune in whether you watch us live when we're broadcasting on Sunday nights, or the random game streams that I do, or just the random chat sessions during the week, because I have time during the week to go live, and Darren or Kaya can join. Usually Angela's got a lot of stuff that goes on during the week, which is why she's usually not able to join us. But I'm sure at some point in time she may join us for a random laptop stream. But usually planning works better for her schedule.
Yep. And no, and I've been
Which I might do a Final Fantasy stream tomorrow night, because I should be home. I'll see how tired I am, but I might play some more. I actually haven't played any more FF14 since our stream, so I might continue that and cheat the system a little bit and get the fun Cadillac ride from Kaya.
No, I've been working my way through Expedition 33 as far as video games go.
Oh, we gotta be thankful for Cat Girls, right, Kaya?
Yep.
Because we both have like Cat Girl characters for FF14.
Mikotes.
Uh,
Angela just shakes her head.
Yep.
That doesn't surprise you, does it?
No, it does not. Now, knowing Kaya, when you
is, what class do you think I did?
What class? I don't know Final Fantasy 14 at all. So,
do you think I did like melee? Do you think I did range?
You probably did a caster.
I did a magic caster. Yep. I was tossed up between the archer and a caster.
Kaya, I gotta ask, when you were in Japan, did you actually get to go to the Final Fantasy Cafe?
No, because I was on a tour. We didn't get to do a lot of like extra stuff. We had a set schedule. Like my only free day in Japan, me and a bunch of people, we just went to Akiba. Went up and down the strip, down the streets, and that was about it. And that was the whole day. Other than that, it wasn't just Tokyo. I went from Tokyo, Osaka, all the way down Hiroshima, and we came back up.
You go see Mount Washington or Mount Fuji?
Yeah, we actually went up. We didn't get to go all the way up Mount Fuji because the weather was really bad. But it was an experience seeing. It was a couple from Australia seeing snow for the very first time. And me and a few of the now that still my friends, I still talk to them. We were just staring at them like, this is normal. People looking at me. It was snowing out. It was like 33 degrees. I'm in short sleeves. People looking at me like, are you crazy? And I'm like, it's beach weather for me.
Yep.
You're like, I can still find my golf ball.
Yep.
My mom, I give my mom a hard time because she always says it's cold, and I laugh because since she has moved to Florida, she doesn't do cold, and she always says like below 50 is cold, and I laugh, and she's like, yeah, you're probably in shorts. I'm like, yeah, and depending on the weather, yup, or no, jeans and sandals.
To be fair, about the only time you'll see me in snow and with minimal clothing on in terms of thickness is if I'm on the slopes and the sun happens to be shining. Because in the mountains, when the sun is shining, if it's like in the 30s, 40s, and it's clear, it actually feels kind of nice.
And Ross has pertaining to Japan. Ross has a funny question for us. Based of a 1970 song of Alvin, And if you look it up, I believe he believes it's called "I Want a Japanese Banana." Is it true Japan does not have bananas but cherries? Fresh fruit in Japan is extremely expensive.
Yes.
And actually I don't remember if I saw bananas.
I wasn't the only stores I really went into were the convenience store, and I never remember seeing bananas.
Same. I remember wandering through. Like some sort of event and got strawberries on a stick, and those were delightful.
Now, random food question, and I know Angela will laugh when I ask this
Oh God.
because of a YouTuber that we watch who is known for his love of a certain fried chicken.
Yep.
Have you tried the Family Mart fried chicken when you've been in Japan?
Yes, we did.
I did.
And
not.
is it as good as he says it is?
Oh,
What are you trying to remember?
in Europe, you know what? I'm going to ask you this and then share the answer. When we went to Tokyo this past trip, Fami Chiki, is it as good as Chris Broad says it is?
Yes.
He says yes.
There was no hesitation. Yes. I like how it was. Yes.
Because we made a point of going to all the Combini, Family Mart, Lawson, and 7-Eleven. And all the Combini food, so much better over there than here.
Yes.
Period. End of story.
A lot of stuff is better over there than here.
Angela, did you go to a maid cafe?
We walked by a few. We didn't actually go to one.
Okay.
Were you handed any flyers in the street?
We
No.
tried to avoid that. We did do the Final Fantasy Cafe.
Nope.
Or
Square Enix Cafe.
Square.
Live a live.
What?
It was live a live or live alive.
I got corrected, and it was Square Enix, not just Final Fantasy, because the first, and then the gift shop was overwhelmingly Final Fantasy.
Speaking of Square Enix, switch topic for a minute. Did you see the Trash Day special where they got to tour Square Enix?
No. Or I don't.
I would
think
watch
so.
it. I would watch it. That is watching their special of touring Square Enix and talking about FF14 is, and I won't lie, that is the reason I started playing FF14 because of the content that they got from that talking with the
I
people.
actually got this on my first trip from a random store.
Yes. What you just saw was a Cactar coin purse that was acquired on his first trip to Japan. And Cactar is now apparently going to hang on my notebook indefinitely.
And this is the most interaction Roberto has had with the show.
In quite some time, yeah.
You like how we just call him Roberto.
You know what?
That will never die because of Lady Beard.
Nope. And actually getting to meet Lady Beard was fantastic.
Oh yeah, because you got to do that while you were there.
Yep.
You lucked out in the schedule. I think he had just gotten back from a convention. I think he had been out of the country. Had just gotten back into Japan shortly before you had the opportunity to meet up with him.
That was one of those amazing experiences, and that I think is probably the epitome of me running my mouth and then things happen.
And he's such an awesome individual. Just a little bit that we talked with at Anime Boston, and the fact that we were lucky enough to have him as a guest on the show. Just such an amazing individual, and really, I wish the best for him and Baby Beard and everybody associated.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, we've been very lucky.
Yep.
The guests that we have had, the people that we have been able to meet, there have been very, very few that we have had any negative interactions with.
100%. And more from the chat from John Knight. Has anybody's radio station swapped to Christmas music yet? Not yet, thank God.
Nope. Christmas doesn't start till after Thanksgiving.
I listen to Sirius XM, so I can choose what channels I have on, and they have not started playing Christmas music on Sirius channels I listen to. The stores, however, are playing it, and there's a new store out called Spirit Christmas. They opened one in Allentown, and my wife talked me into going to that earlier this week.
Why?
Wait, there's a spirit of Christmas now? So like the spirit, it's like a spirit of Halloween?
It's basically
Yes.
Spirit Halloween except Christmas.
Oh my God.
Yes, agreed.
Last year they opened like 30 stores as a trial in random locations. This year they opened a few more, and Allentown, Pennsylvania, at the Whitehall Mall is one of the places that got one. So she wanted to go check it out because because of the bodybuilding stuff. She didn't get to decorate for Halloween, so she said November 1st it's all Christmas. So we've already got Christmas lights up. That's what I said, but we don't have any Thanksgiving decoration, so she wanted to get Christmas stuff up. However, because of the kitten, we're not putting our tree up until probably the week of Christmas.
You know what?
Because that kitten's going to destroy a fake tree, and we don't have the money for a real one because those things are freaking expensive.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I think the cheapest one we found near us for a size that would fit in our living room was like $70, and I can't see paying $70 for something that's going to sit there for 2 to 3 weeks and then get tossed out. I just feel like that for us financially right now is a waste of money. As much as a real tree would be nice.
I would not say a waste of money. I will say not worth it.
Well, I mean, like financially for us right now, it would be a waste of money. It would be like me spending $70 on scratch tickets and losing it all.
No Christmas trees.
Well, especially how you have a cat. You have cats.
I've not had a real tree in 10. I think since I was living at home. I think our last one was right around my senior year of high school, if not a little later. It used to be a fun thing. Decorate it right after Thanksgiving, and then take it down like second or third week of January.
No, see, with a December birthday, I had a thing where the tree couldn't go up until after my birthday. But it is what it is.
We definitely couldn't do that because with Mom's being on the 30th of December.
But and Ross has some comments in the chat, and some movie news. Roger Rabbit original creator got his copyright of characters back, and a Jessica Rabbit movie is in the early stages of being created. And the co-creator of Wreck-It Ralph 2 is writing a script for a live-action Viewmaster toy movie. Wait, what? And I think this is the weirdest one. And quote, I don't know what the heck it is, but it looks weird. A Labubu movie is in the works as well.
Yep. I heard about that.
What in the heck?
I was hoping that was an AI prank.
Unfortunately, no. What the?
But
What
the
is
actual
Hollywood? Yes, what is Hollywood coming to? Seriously.
They're
About
running
to
out of
say,
ideas.
They've been out of ideas for a minute now.
And the final Jumanji movie has started filming. Okay. Yep.
And for all the furries out there, ha 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 ha. Zootopia 2 is due to release soon, I think.
I've heard about I heard
Zootopia was an okay movie, not gonna lie.
Apparently had a really stacked cast.
Zootopia was that was the one. Was that the one with Judy Hopps and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one wasn't a bad movie, and we've actually had cosplayer on who I met because she was cosplaying as Judy Hopps.
I forget when, but that movie is due to release soon because I've seen the trailer for it, and it actually looks interesting.
I saw commercials for it while watching catching some of the football games today.
I
actually got to watch sports.
I was in Macaulay Culkin will be in Zootopia 2, apparently.
He's still around?
Yes. And as for sports, I did not actually watch any of the games because I was out and about wandering Salem.
Oh, I love Salem.
I keep forgetting y'all have a different Salem than we do.
Yep.
Yeah, yes. we got the witch trial Salem.
Yeah, we got the Amish Salem, old Winston Salem.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's not to be confused with the Salem, New Hampshire either.
Yeah.
I've come to realize there's a lot of counties and city names that are shared across a lot of different states.
Yep.
Prime example was, when they had the big question of what Springfield is represented in The Simpsons. Springfield, Illinois, Massachusetts, this place, that place, that place, this place, that place. I think it was like 8 states that all had a Springfield in them.
Jacksonville, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee.
And then you have the states that have the fun town names. Pennsylvania's got 2 of them that people poke fun at.
Intercourse and what else?
Blue ball.
We got the towns that you can't pronounce. A lot of people still can't pronounce Fuquay-Varina.
I
am one of them.
And then you got how to speak like you're in Massachusetts.
Gloucester, Worcester.
And Ross says, I got the damn Sabrina's witch cat Salem.
Say it. And then there's Salem, Oregon.
Yep.
New York had a fun town name too with Coxsackie.
What? We got.
You can look it up. Coxfakie. It's a little bit south of Albany, New York. Although I think they pronounce it Coxsackie, but it's spelled Coxsackie.
I got nothing.
I just like, I don't know where to go with this.
I don't.
We broke it.
Just as anime has some confusing titles, so do random American cities, states,
City,
cities,
states.
counties,
Yep.
cities, counties, and towns.
And if I remember correctly, fun Pennsylvania state fact: there's only one true city in Pennsylvania. I think everything else is towns and boroughs and stuff like that.
Philly, Pittsburgh, or Scranton.
I don't remember which one it was, but I think there was only one of them that was technically a city.
I have to say, my where I live, I'm not even a town. I'm just a jurisdiction. Because literally the only thing we have is a post office.
Ross, I do not remember. Ross says, I saw this week, I need to double check, but allegedly Tobey Maguire is going to be in Avengers Doomsday. Ross, I don't remember. I've seen so many postings about Avengers and whatnot, and I don't know what's true and what's not anymore.
In other anime news, I have started. The wife and I try to find shows that we can sit down and watch together while we have meals. And this season, the two that we were watching were Kakuryou season 2 and Spy Family. But when we caught up on those, we started watching another show that is an older show, but we were watching the revamp because I'd never seen the original. And when I say this is an older show, it predates Inuyasha.
What is it?
Anybody want to take a guess as to what show I might be watching for the first time that's older than Inuyasha?
Let's see. Give me
Well,
2 seconds. My time's up. Yeah.
that has, now remember,
Ross,
it's had a remake since. So
Ross's guess is Ghost in the Shell.
That's what I was gonna guess too.
no,
Uh,
you got to think about what might be more of my
Right.
taste. That I'd be interested
and
in.
then my guess is actually going to be Fruits Basket.
I'd already seen that.
And
Randall
Ross
one
says
half.
Ron my half.
And I think Darren said Ranma half, and that's correct. I started watching Ranma 1/2.
Wait a minute.
There's the second season of Ranma 1/2.
I've
Fair
seen
enough.
I've seen some of the original before you.
I had never seen any of Ranma 1/2.
Really?
I started with Inuyasha, but I never went to watch the creator's previous works.
I in the midst of during my divorce process, one of my good friends basically refused to let me be alone, brought me to his apartment, sat me down on the couch, and put on Ron Mahaf as the distraction, and that is what I remember.
And that show is so corny and so quirky. And looking back, and we've touched on the show here multiple times about shows that we watched back in the day. How do they stand up today or no? Inuyasha does not like stand up. That's more of like a nostalgia type show. But Ranma Half, I think, is just as funny. Like I'm watching it for the first time now, and I'm laughing at this stuff. I think that it's probably just as good now as it was back then.
It's a hilarious show.
And I think I don't. There's a part of me that wants to go and watch it, but a part of me just doesn't because I don't know that it is something I would enjoy if it really was just I enjoyed it because of where I was at the time.
And I know there are times, Ange, that you like. You tend to be a person that you're gonna watch something because for a purpose of watching it. You don't usually will watch stuff just to shut your mind off and watch stupidity. But I feel like
I,
that's what you need to do to enjoy Ranma Half. It's just
you-
enjoy it for what it is, not expect anything from it.
No, if I want that level of shut my brain off stupid,
Tahoe
Go
Girl.
watch Tahoe Girl.
I'd actually go and watch shitty reality TV. Then again, the period during which I actually saw around my half, I was also watching a lot of, because I actually had cable at that point. Now I just have access to all the streaming services. But I also watched a lot of reality TV at that point, and my justification in my own brain was, well, my life isn't nearly as bad as what I'm watching on TV. But
It's actually one of
But
the
not,
few
not you all
series
can.
where, oh,
Go ahead, Kaya.
yeah, it was one of the first series I bought every DVD box set. I have the box set for the movies and the OVA.
nice.
I'm just happy that now you can stop giving me crap for Goblin Slayer. I did the agreement of watching the first season. I finished it today.
And that is fair. I feel like
Now
we
we
still
can move
have
on
to
to the
give
next
you.
round.
Oh God.
Oh.
Sorry to make you guys feel old, but today is the 35th anniversary of the Rescuers Down Under, says Ross. Thank you for that, Ross.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember?
I believe I saw that in theaters.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
Yeah.
You want to make me feel old? Tell me how old friggin' what anniversary Neverending Story is. Then you really get me feeling old.
Um,
That was a VHS I wore out.
the VHS I think we came close to destroying was The Lion King.
I think for me it was Aladdin.
My little sister.
Or Kaya, K-pop Demon Hunters.
My little sister, the first movie she saw in a movie theater was The Lion King, and we got the VHS. And one summer, that was all she wanted to watch. And us two older siblings decided we'd seen enough, so every time she wandered out of the room, we would hit the fast forward button. Neverending Story, 1984. Thank you, Ross.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. I wasn't even born yet.
I turned 3 at the end of that year.
Yep. I was born 1 year later.
I turned 7. No, I turned 6. I'm sorry. Good God.
Wait. I thought there was a big... Either your math is wrong, or there's less of an age difference between us than I thought.
I was born in 78.
Less than I thought, because... Okay. Ay.
Granted, I love pissing off the wife, being like, I'm right on 50's door. Oh, you're not. I'm closer to 50 than I am 40.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
But you're not far behind.
No, I'm
far away from all of that.
Yes, you
They're
are.
still the baby. I think Darren will always be the baby of the show.
I think so too.
Because I don't think we could really bring on any more co-hosts. Now we'll probably have guests on that are younger than Darren, but
Do y'all remember? Oh God. And then Ross with more of the Disney gems, at least I think with more of the classic 80s movie gems. Do y'all remember Great Mouse Detective?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that
I
movie.
do remember that one.
I think that's another one I saw in movie theaters. What in the heck?
I don't remember the first movie I saw in theaters.
I don't either. I remember I used to go to the movie theaters all the time when I was little, living in the city of Attleboro, Mass, because there was a movie theater not far. It was like a half-hour bike ride from the house. Of course, it's back in the 80s where you wouldn't think twice of riding your bike all over a city.
Right.
And but I don't remember going to watch movies as much as I remember going and spending my allowance on the arcade games.
There are movies I
Especially
actively
because they had
remember.
Rampage.
There are movies I actively remember going to see, but movies were kind of a special treat. And then I went to high school, and then when I got to high school, that was like the thing. And so I saw a lot of movies for one period of time, and then I just didn't. And today is also the 35th anniversary of Home Alone.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
we're on the holiday season.
Yeah.
For us, movies wasn't something I think we did it predominantly during the summertime when the kids were out of school. We had the dollar theaters that would show movies during the summer. So I think we hit those up quite a bit. I don't remember what all we saw, but
And then Ross says for him it was 1997 Power Rangers Turbo. Turbo was the first movie he saw in theaters.
I was one.
I remember my first concert.
My first concert, I was significantly older.
My first concert, I was 10, I want to say.
I don't remember how old I was, but I know the first concert I went to was the Beach Boys. They were at Great Woods.
Mine was Kenny Chesney.
Mine, irony enough, was actually at what is the original Foxborough football stadium. And I was 16 or 17, and it was Jars of Clay.
6, 7.
I would say my first concert was, I want to say, the Pillows at Anime Boston. Other than that, I never really went to concerts as a kid.
As a kid, I didn't either. I didn't start really getting into concerts until college. And then I got to see and at one point I'd been to more concerts in Philly, Jersey area than here before I moved back home.
Concert I really enjoyed was, and like even though I didn't really know their music, it was kind of talking about bands at Anime Boston. Seeing Asuka perform was just an amazing experience because I hadn't really been exposed to a Japanese band concert before, especially with like the glow sticks and everything. That was such an amazing experience to see firsthand.
I will actually agree with that one.
Yep.
That one was good. Oh, what was the one I did? There was another Anime Boston one I did.
Baby Beard was good.
Baby Beard was a great show.
I like some of their music, and I was happy that they did a Baby Metal cover.
And that Baby Metal cover is one of my favorite songs, favorite Baby Metal tracks. So yes, that was actually really freaking cool. But I don't remember. I could have sworn there was a year like long ago that I did a concert in Anime Boston, but now I don't remember.
I think there was one year. I know there was one concert at Anime Boston. Looking back, I wish I had gone to, but I didn't know who I didn't know who the artist was, so I didn't pay much attention to the concert. And then when I found out who it was, I was mad that I didn't go because I absolutely love one of their tracks. They did open it for Angel Beats with the piano riff. Lisa.
Fun story. One of my best friends from high school, because she has a handy, because for when she went to Anime Boston, because she was walking with a cane, she had a handicap badge, and subsequently got to jump the line for getting concert tickets. The year Lisa was at Anime Boston, she asked me, because she got a +1, she asked me if I wanted to go with her. I took one look at the line and I had no idea who Lisa was. So I didn't, because I didn't want to take that away from someone waiting in that line. And then years later, this many years later, it's like, I wish I had.
I know.
Hindsight 2020.
Yup. But
you best believe if like Anime Boston ever gets creepy nuts,
oh hell yes.
We will fight people for those.
Yep. And I will ninja my way to the front row. No, probably not, but
Bet.
but no, another really awesome kind of comparison experience was getting to see Hyde at a little tiny venue here in Cambridge, and then a basically what amounts to an arena show, seeing Hyde a few years later in an arena in Tokyo. Technically Chiba, but close enough. But that's if you ever get to travel and you get to experience a concert overseas, I highly recommend that experience if you like concerts at all.
And what I have learned over the years, especially watching anime and stuff like that, and getting into like more of an interest in Japanese music, it's like I don't understand what they're saying, but music has a way of transcending language barriers to where you can enjoy the melody and the rhythm, and the song can be really, really good just based off of the feeling it gives you. You don't have to understand what's being said, but you can still enjoy the music. So I'm tempted, learning that to try to make more concerts at like conventions and stuff when I can.
100%. In food related news from Ross, did you hear that Wendy's and Freddy's Frozen Custards are closing locations for bankruptcy? And I am not surprised. And today is, and from John Knight, today is National Fast Food Day.
It's ironic. We had a little bit of excitement yesterday. My manager came to me and was like, something's burning. Smells like burnt rubber. She's going all over the store trying to find it. Then I happen to walk outside and I smell it too. Well, something, either the store or something in the parking lot, was on fire at the Wendy's across the street. And
interesting.
Yeah, and the ashes were raining down. over on our side. So no idea what it was, but something was on fire.
Now, if it was Burger King, I'd say they were just cooking their burgers flame grilled, you know.
Well, Hardee's does it too. They have the live flames as the burgers pass through the conveyor belt. Oftentimes, I'll think their kitchen's on fire, but they're like, "Oh no, that's just our machine." I'm like, "Oh,
Yup.
I
that's
like the
also
laugh, Micaiah.
that's also why Hardee's takes forever to prepare your food is because they are literally cooking it to order."
Nope. Having spent way too long working in a BK, I can honestly say that, yup, that is in fact actual flames. And when something goes wrong, it goes very wrong.
I mean,
Grease fire is no joke.
I've caught that on fire before. Easy fix, but still not a pleasant experience.
Correct.
Somehow we always end up on food.
Yes. This is a thing that happens.
I think we've touched on food at like 4 different points in the show tonight.
I think that's just from weeks of us actively trying not to.
I mean, we also had a couple of weeks of having some amazing guests join us, and unfortunately, I wasn't there for Rain. I wish I could have been. I went back and watched it after the fact, and she seemed like a really fun guest. Hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to have her on the show again that I can join in and chat.
Yeah, she ended up going to her first convention.
Really?
Oh, yay.
Yep.
Yay.
Good for her.
You know,
I think some VTubers have a hard time getting out to be able to go to events. Either no events in their area or health reasons prevent them from being able to do much. And
yeah.
and for Kaya, the most VTubing he does lately is coming on the show.
Yep.
Oh my god. All right.
I've been trying to set it up so I could stream too, but I need to do some wonky stuff. The 2 PC setup kind of messes things up.
Getting away from food and technical difficulties, Ross says, did you hear that the CEO of Disney says they are going to do AI generated short form content?
They need to stop right there before they screw up beyond repair.
Yep.
I have not heard this. I hope that is a lie. And
I think I heard something about it in passing of somebody talking. I'm hoping that it's not true. If they do go that way, I'd already started falling away from Disney. They will have just completely lost me at that point.
I disagree with this decision 100%, and that's all. And that's all I'm going to say about that at this time.
I think they're getting a little too carried away with all the AI nonsense, and
that's not exclusive to Disney. That's a broad stroke, I think.
That's a broad. I mean, we've seen issues with AI in many different industries, whether it be artist industries, voice acting industries. Now they're looking at making actual content, and it's gotten to the point of you see things on Facebook Shorts, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. You don't know if it's real or if it's AI generated.
It's a lot of AI out there now.
Yep.
You can't. You don't know what's true anymore. We used to be, it must be true if it's on the internet making the joke. Well, now everything, you can't trust almost anything anymore.
And that is, yeah.
To sum it up, that is, yeah.
And Ross agrees with us, hoping alongside you all. I yeah, I think tonight's the night you guys did. I think tonight's the night I get to be broken because I don't really know what to say to any of this nonsense.
It's a tough subject to even get into.
Because I do in fact have some strong opinions about AI, but I don't really want to necessarily deep dive into that, especially not this late at night. And I'm almost certain that if I were to do that, I'd probably upset somebody. And I don't want to do that.
Sorry about that. I just got the call for work. So I don't know if the ringtone came over or not, but
nope. But I heard nothing. And well, we've only got 10 minutes of show left anyway.
yeah, the van will be coming to pick me up at 11:25, going on duty at 11:55 to return back to Allentown. So
Yeah, you're going home.
Yay, home.
yeah, I was able to be here for the whole show.
Even more yay.
And like I said, depending on how I feel tomorrow night, I might do some streaming Final Fantasy 14. Anybody who wants to pop on and chat, go along for the ride. I enjoyed the company with Kaya in game as well, and the fun backup and seeing if it's a game that I want to spend the money on to get the full version. I'm doing the free trial right now, which you can go up to level 70. So it's one of my first real like MMORPGs. I dabbled in Warcraft a little bit, but not too much in either of them. So, and most of the Final Fantasy games I played were not in the MMO atmosphere.
I tried to get into Warcraft back in the day. Was not for me.
I started in Wrath of the Lich King. I played many MMOs. Played Final Fantasy 11, Star Wars Galaxies, the original one, Lord of the Rings Online. I've tried a lot of I played a lot of failed MMOs.
And from comments from the chat, John Knight. Tomorrow, my sister is going to her new job after being stuck in the house. Oh, yay for new jobs. Best of luck to her. And Ross, it's okay. We're all adults. We know AI is creepy, and we all agree strongly with you. Yeah.
Pretty much just, yeah. I like how Angela's like, this is the night you all broke me.
Yep. that is.
I've had to get extra digs in because I haven't been able to pick on her in the last few weeks.
Occasionally that happens where I just don't know what to say to anything.
We all get that way.
And bringing us back to anime, John Knight says, tomorrow I will finally catch up on anime. Yeah, I'm
on some shows.
I am caught up on exactly one show, and I am one episode behind on the other that I am watching.
Also, fun fact, I am caught up on Has Been Hotel Season 2, and it has been actually more enjoyable than I was expecting. And more of a dumpster fire than I was expecting. I don't. I think Darren had watched a little bit of it. I don't know if anybody else had seen some of it.
Nope. And Ross says he only got to catch up on Mechanical Marie.
I is still trying to catch up on Minecraft Pokemon.
I'm playing the Stone Block 4. Trying to beat that. I've almost got 100 hours in it.
Good lord. I know you enjoy your modded Minecraft.
Oh
I
yeah.
like watching the video. I like watching the videos of people playing the modded Minecraft. I'm just not smart enough to figure that stuff out, like to make these contraptions and things without the help of like YouTube.
Because I'm at the point where I need to stop and actually make infrastructure because I don't have enough power for machines. I need better gear because there's no way I'm gonna be able to do any of these dungeons going forward with the gear I have.
What I know we're kind of off topic from but that's normal for the show. There has been a revamp
Wait,
of an
there's a
old
topic?
Minecraft. I don't know if there was a topic tonight. I didn't set anything up.
There wasn't. Quite literally, I left it as anything and everything, and I think that's an accurate description of tonight.
Yeah, but there was I guess apparently long ago there was a Minecraft streamer or series called Minecraft, and they have
Oh, it's
brought
still
it
going
back.
on.
Yeah, they brought it back, and I was just recently introduced to it like a couple months ago because one of the streamers I watch on a regular basis was just invited to be a member of the server, so I've been watching a lot of that recently. And that's been it. Like the stuff these people are building, like the art by Kev, the stuff he builds is unbelievable in Minecraft.
Yep.
If you want inspirational builds, you want like jaw-dropping scenery. This guy is like building mountains and terraforming terrain and building like castles and huge builds that I never would have dreamed was possible. So a lot of creative people there. Really an enjoyable watch. There's quite a few episodes out, and I guess they've also had a couple of UHCs, which those look interesting. I would probably be the first one out if I attempted to join a UHC, but
And Ross says, Darren, I might be the only one watching Tales of Wedding Rings, but the best scene of Princess Crystal aired, and next week will be the episode of her and our hero.
Tales of Wedding Rings, I think I watched like the first episode of season 2, and that's it. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue it or not. Because there's so many other shows that have been trying to keep up with, and this is the first time in a while that I've had a hard time keeping up with all the shows that I wanted to watch. Just because of life, the universe, and everything else going on. Plus, it's the holiday season, and it's one of those times where even I'm not keeping up with the list that I had. Where usually, out of all of us, I'm watching the most. But we were almost out of time.
Yep.
I just realized what time it was. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you to all the awesome people out there in the chat room who have come in and had questions, comments, saying hellos. And of course, thank you to Angela, Kaya, and Darren for joining as the awesome co-hosts that they are. Thank you to all the listeners out there if you're listening to us on the audio platform. Well, we really appreciate your support. And if you want to support us more, we do have a Patreon that we need to do more with. We can support us there. We are working with On Key Expo, which is a convention that's going to be happening in Danvers, Mass. Next November 2026, a VTuber convention on the East Coast. If you're into that stuff, be sure to check them out. until next week when I should be here. Thank everybody for tuning in. Stay awesome. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.